Hey Lovies, welcome to my channel, Craft Away with May. I'm May. Welcome to my little subbies. I'm so glad to have you all here with me today. So thumbnail show, we are going to be working with some wood and cardboard. So let's jump into this first project. Now I have this cardboard box here. I thought I was in frame, y'all, but I'm just taking it out to the garage. I'm going to give it a good coat of black spray paint all on the sides and the back and everything. And sorry, I tried to show as much as I can. One of these days I'm just going to do the right thing, bring the tripod down and, do what I'm supposed to do. But until then, this is what we're going to do. So I do apologize. My voice going in and out a little bit, guys. My allergies is all over the place. So if, I sound a little nasally, a little raspy in my voice, that's why. So as you can see, it has a little Amazon arrow right there. So but I gave it like 2 coats, and I was just like, you know what, 2 coats is enough. So then next I have these half wood dowels that I've had in my stash forever. I got them from, I want to say, woodpeckerscrafts.com. I think they were like 37 inches or something like that. And one was like 1/2 inch. And then I have one that's, I think one was like a 1/4 inch and the other one was like 1/2 inch. And so I'm going to be using about 12 inches from each piece. And so what I wanted to do is just make this kind of a functional piece, right? Because I have some doll wallpaper that it's I forget the length of it, but it's pretty lengthy, so I have it rolled up, but I don't really have nowhere to store it. So I was like, let me see if I could take one of these cardboard boxes and kind of zhuzh it up a little bit and make storage for it, because I really just needed something lightweight to go in there since it is a cardboard, piece of cardboard. But anyway, so what you saw I did there is I just stained those 2 wood dowels, and now I have this this is a napkin ring that I had got from Ollie's last year, and I wanted this to be able to fasten or close. And I'm gonna just give you guys full disclosure up front. Once I put that spray paint on there and let it sit out for a while, it already wasn't like lined up perfectly because from how I cut it when I opened it when I originally got it, but it was close enough, like, you really couldn't tell it was a big gap there. But once I put that spray paint on there, it just warped a little bit, not a whole lot, but anyway, I wanted to be able to fasten this up, long story short. So now I'm just cutting in some slits so I can take that napkin. It's a leather strap, like napkin ring. I thought it was really nice. They have them in brown and black. But I'm just cutting a slit wide enough for that to go through. And this is not going to be pretty by any means, guys. So if you're looking for pretty, this is not the project. This is just something that I was trying to put together to make it not look like a cardboard box, just something for storage, like I said. So it's not going to be the prettiest piece, but it is going to be functional. All right, so just keep that in mind. And so then once I get the slits cut, I'm just going to go in with some of my Aliens tacky glue and my hot glue, and we're just going to put those where where the opening parts are, to try to fill in where that gap is. And you really can't notice it too much at the end when I do the final reveal. You guys will really see it there, but that's because once I put the paper in there, it wasn't like deep enough, so I had to kind of put them in at a slant, and so one side was open more than the other. So that's where you'll really see it, but it's not like super noticeable, okay? So what I'm doing is taking my paint marker to color in where I cut those slits, and these dowel rods are just for decorative purposes. Like, that's really the only purpose they are serving in this piece. And so once I get those down, then I'm just going to slide that strap through it. But when I did this, I realized I'm like, you know what, this is probably going to be a little bit of a headache to have to pull this out, you know, put it back in. So I'm going to remedy that in just a few seconds here. But I wanted to get started on this part of this piece. So I'm taking this little wood cutout here. I believe I got this from Joann's a couple years ago. And I'm just going to leave it in its natural state, and I'm going to cover it with some Mod Podge. And this is some of the dollhouse wallpaper I was talking about. Now, I really love the print on this. It had like some little animals, some little floor prints on it. I just like that neutral background because it kind of reminded me of the color of the cardboard. And then it had the black print on there. So I was like, you know what? I think I like this combo. So once I trace that out, I'm just going to go ahead and cut it down to fit back onto that. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. To fit back onto that wood piece. And so I'm just doing a nice little fussy cut just to make sure I can get it as even or as close to the cut or the tracing that I did. And I was pretty impressed with myself, guys. Like, I really did it. I was like, what? So once I did that, I just sanded off the excess, which was very minimal. And so what I did was we just did some decoupaging here. I laid that paper down, and this paper is just kind of like cardstock, so it's really thick, very forgiving. There was no bubbling or anything like that, but I just wanted to make sure it stayed adhered to the surface. So I just went in and added some parchment paper in my mini heat press to reactivate that glue to make sure it stayed in place. And so I jumped ahead there. Actually, I sanded it down now. Y'all saw I was out of order. I was just all backwards. So then I printed out from my Cricut Joy. This little sign just says things and stuff. So you guys know, I'm just all about my little things and my little knickknacks and my little stuff. Nothing important. Well, it is important to me when I need it, but I just thought it's super cute to put on there. And all you see I'm doing is I'm just taking some of my transfer tape to I'm laying it down on that cutout, and I'm just going to rub over it a couple of times, and then we're just going to pull that up from the backing. It's just like a rub-on transfer. You guys have heard me say that many times over, and we're going to just then transfer it over to the surface where we want to display it. And so I'm going to lay this down now. I was not concerned about putting this down on this paper because I knew the transfer tape, even though it's very sticky, it still has a little bit of resistance to it where it won't pull up the paper per se. So I wasn't too concerned. So then here I'm just adding some more glue to the background. And you probably could really just get away with just using hot glue here. And I'm just going to stick this onto the surface. And I really, really like this. I think it's very simple, a great way to recycle, And I have so many cardboard boxes, y'all, that I need to break down. It's ridiculous. So, excuse me. So, there's the paper, so I put it in kind of slanted, and yeah, so it left it poking up a little bit. But what I decided to do here is take some of these Velcro dots, and I'm just gonna add them in and hold this little the napkin ring in place and kind of pull it down a little bit further so it will close up the box a bit more instead of having that really big gap there. So it worked, to a degree, but again, like I said, it's not super noticeable, and this is not meant to be a perfect piece. Again, this is just a way to recycle and just a way to create some easy storage for yourself. So, and you can paint it any color you want. All right, now we're going to jump into project number 2, and I'm going to be using one of these wood cutouts, not wood cutouts, of wood sticks from Dollar Tree. I think this is the 10-inch one, and it's one of the chunky ones. And then I'm going to take 4 of those little wood squares from Dollar Tree, as well as 2 of the tower tumbling blocks and half of this wooden frame that I had left over from another project. Okay, and what I'm doing right here is I'm going to measure down this tower tumbling block because I wanted it to line up with that chunky wood piece. And so I'm just taking my cutters here, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that down to size. And guys, ooh, my hand grip is just, it's man, I don't know, it's just seemed to be getting worse. I massage my hands and everything, but the way this weather is going, my hands, oh man, it's a struggle to get some stuff cut. So then I have these 3 little mini terracotta pots that Kathy Joe has sent me, and I painted them in some, I think it's mint green or aqua mint green or something like that. I'm not sure. Paint. And I also painted all the wood pieces in burnt umber by Apple Barrel. Okay, so now I'm just going in and I'm adding in those 4. I'm so sorry, guys. Those 4 little wood, I was gonna call them wood dice, but those 4 little miniature wood cubes, and I'm gonna add those to the bottom of the that chunky little wood piece like you see I'm doing there. And these are just going to kind of serve as the feet. Now this is kind of going to be a semi-riser because it's very thin, very tiny, but I wanted to create something really cute with this, and I wanted to just kind of be a miniature in a sense. So we're just going to make like a little miniature bench. Okay, and so now I'm taking those what are they? The tower tumbling blocks, and I'm going to add those to either end for our wood bench armrest. Okay, and so like you see me do, I'm just putting on my glue there, and then I'm just going to add a couple dabs. I'm so sorry. Couple dabs of that Alias tacky glue as well as some hot glue, and we're just going to adhere that to the back of our chunky wood piece. Okay, and I did forget to paint the back of this when I was painting everything, but it's okay, it's not a big deal. So once we get that done, that's pretty much it for that piece. So now we're going to just take those 3 little terracotta pots, and we're going to cut down some of this scrap pool noodle that I had in my stash, and we're just going to put that down in there because we're just going to go ahead and add in some florals here. Now I've had these florals in my stash as well, and I'm getting down to the last few stems of them. I really love them. They're so pretty and so just bright and airy. You know, I think it's just a great transitional flower from spring to I was gonna say from spring to Christmas, y'all. Your girl is tired. From spring to summer. And I can't think of the name of what kind of flower it is. Orchids. I think those are orchids. Okay, and so that's it for that piece. All right, and guys, we're going to see everything in the final reveal. Now, I did have some little LED lights there, but I was like, I don't know if I want to use those or not. So I just went with the 3 florals, and I really like it. Now, now we're moving on into our last and final project, which is our terracotta teacup. If you are new to this channel, on this channel we have been doing a series called the Terracotta Teacup series, where we take a regular terracotta pot, we add a handle to it using a macrame ring as well as a theme, and we're calling them terracotta teacups, and we are on number 94, I think. I gotta go back and look. I think we're on number 94. All right, so okay, Lovies, so this one I was trying to get a 1970s vibe going on, like late 1960s, early 1970s, because I wanted to do a pink flamingo. And I just remember, I'm telling my age now, I just remember like the pink flamingo, the ones you put in the garden, out not in the garden, but out in your yard and the garden and stuff. I just remember Those being so popular back then. And that's what I was channeling. I was trying to get that late 1960s, early 70s vibe. I don't know if I captured it or not, but that's what we were going for. And this one was like so simple because I just wanted the flamingo to be the focal point of this. Like I just wanted it to really shine. So I hope I accomplished that. So what I did right here is I took some of these acrylic little flowers I had in my stash. They kind of reminded me of the late 60s, early 70s, you know, giving hippie vibes. Sorry. Sorry. I'm so sorry. And so I had a little coaster there that I painted green and blue. That's supposed to be like water. That's what that's supposed to be. But I don't think I accomplished that. But here is our pink flamingo. Now, I got this from Dollar Tree last year. Okay, and I forgot that it lights up. So I was going to glue it to the surface, but once I remembered that it lights up, I was like, no, I can't do that. So we're just going to sit it on top. It sits on there perfectly. Then I'm going to take one of these little cocktail umbrellas. Had these in my sister. Forgot I had them too. Was going through my stuff and there they were. And I was like, oh, this is 70s vibe too. So I decided to add that just to the side of it. I just added a little dab. I'm going to add a little dab of hot glue to it and just sit it on the side in case I want to remove it. And there it is. And I can't wait for you guys to see it all lit up at the end because it lit up the room. I was like, wow, this thing is really, really bright. So, but here we are, lovies, in the final reveal. And if you are still here riding with me, thank you so much. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, and commenting. And you know, because I just love to chat with you guys after each and every video. I say it all the time, every video, because it does mean a lot to me to be able to chat with you guys and hear from you. You know, but don't feel any pressure. Feel the pressure, but don't feel the pressure, okay? But no, I seriously love chatting with you guys after each and every video because I love to hear whether or not you guys are enjoying the videos. Are you enjoying the content? Do you have a favorite? And that's the reason I ask that every video, because you guys are so well versed in giving me feedback on what you want to see on this channel, what you like, what you don't particularly like, or what's not your vibe. But you know, I really appreciate that because it helps me out so much. Look how it's like, that is so cute. Like I wasn't even doing any justice, but I thought it was really cool. But what I like to do also, lovies, is just share a few of the terracotta teacups that we have been doing on this channel. These are the more recent ones. If you want to see some of the older ones, you can go back to like my late videos in late November and see them there, where I captured a lot more. I think I got up to like 70 of them at the end of every video. So you can definitely go back and check those out. But these are some of the more recent ones that we've done. We're on the road to 100. We are getting close. It's narrowing down, I know. But yes, I like to share this. If you have a favorite one of these, or if you have an idea for one, we do have a running list. If it's not there, I'll add it. But if it is, stay tuned. All right. Don't forget to hype this video also, lovies. It does help my channel out a lot and it's free. And if you want to support me in other ways, you can do that by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com and /craftaway with May. And if you can't, that's okay. I'm just happy to have you here with me. Hugs and kisses. XOXO. Bye.